If you've ever opened your sprint board and felt like you're just feeding a machine, you're not alone. In 2026, many product teams have become feature factories. AI generated tickets, automated backlog grooming, and velocity dashboards everywhere. But shipping faster doesn't mean building the right thing. And the people feeling it most? Product managers and project managers who slowly realize they become order takers instead of product leaders. Today, we're going to talk about the feature factory death spiral, how modern teams are redesigning themselves around autonomy, and how the best product leaders are weaponizing discovery to move faster than ever. Let's start with the problem. Modern development pipelines are incredibly efficient. AI tools generate tickets, backlogs auto prioritize, sprint velocity gets optimized down to the decimal. But there is a hidden cost. Velocity has replaced value as the primary success metric, and that creates burnout. Teams feel pressure to constantly ship more features, even when no one is sure those features actually solve a meaningful user problem. But the deeper issue is structural. Most companies still separate discovery and delivery. Product teams do research, engineers implement tickets, designers polish the interface, and every handoff introduces a game of telephone. By the time the idea reaches production, the original problem has been diluted into a checklist, and product market fit slowly dies. This is how product managers become passive backlog administrators instead of decision makers. So the question becomes, how do you reclaim agency in this system? The answer begins with changing the structure of the teams themselves. The most innovative companies are abandoning traditional departments. Instead of separate product engineering and design silos, they're building autonomous squads, small cross functional teams where engineers and designers aren't just implementers, they're co authors of the product vision. This requires a radical change in reporting lines. Instead of optimizing for functional expertise, organizations optimize for problem ownership. A squad owns a user problem end to end. This means discovery, experimentation, and delivery all happen within the same team. But structure alone isn't enough. Workspaces also need to evolve. The traditional weekly status meetings are disappearing. In its place, you see rapid brainstorming session, live prototype reviews, and unscripted discussions around real user feedback. Physical offices and digital collaboration spaces are designed for constant idea exchange, not just reporting progress. And once teams operate this way, something powerful happens. Discovery becomes the engine of speed. Traditional product development assumes the sequence research, plan, build, launch, learn. But that cycle can take months. High performing teams now flip the model. Instead of asking, what features should we build? They ask, what assumptions must be true for this idea to work? Then they test those assumptions immediately. AI assisted prototyping tools make this possible. Design mockups, interactive demos, even simulated user flows, all created in hours instead of weeks. The result is something called the 48-hour validation loop. Before an idea enters the backlog, someone on the team must prove a real user problem exists, the concept actually solves it, and users respond positively. If that evidence doesn't exist, the feature never gets built, which leads to a surprising realization. Speed doesn't come from building faster, speed comes from killing bad ideas earlier. This is where the psychological shift happens. In traditional organization, killing a feature feels like failure. Someone pitched it, someone approved it, someone already invested time. But in modern discovery driven teams, killing a bad idea is celebrated because every feature that dies in discovery saves months of engineering work later. Leading product organizations even track failure metrics. How many ideas were tested? How many were invalidated? Counterintuitively, transparency around failure actually increases stakeholder trust. Why? Because executives know the team is making evidence based decisions, not political ones. When innovation becomes measurable, funding becomes easier to secure, and that changes the culture of the entire organization. None of this works without a cultural shift. High intensity discovery cycles can easily burn teams out if rituals don't evolve. The best teams protect their energy by redesigning their operating cadence. For example, instead of running endless sprint ceremonies, they run short discovery bursts followed by reflection periods. And the KPIs changed dramatically. Instead of measuring story points completed, tickets closed, and sprint velocity, teams track metrics like insight discovered, hypothesis validated, and user problem solved. These metrics reward learning, not just output. And for individual contributors, the career trajectory changes too. Engineers and designers stop being ticket executors, they become strategic innovators. People who combine technical expertise with user insight and business thinking. The feature factory isn't failing because teams are slow. It's failing because teams are too efficient at building the wrong things. The future of product leadership isn't about controlling roadmaps. It's about creating environments where discovery happens constantly. Teams own problems, not tickets, and ideas must earn their right to exist through evidence. When that happens, product managers stop being backlog managers and start becoming architects of innovation. If you want to lead without authority in modern product teams, start by reclaiming discovery, because the people who control learning ultimately control direction, and that's where real influence begins. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more on how to influence without authority.